All right, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to wax a pot. This is an example of something waxed. Anywhere where the two pieces would connect or would touch, you would want to wax. If you're waxing a lid, you can see I get all the way in the corner, all the way on the side of the pot and underneath. I would also wax the bottom if I needed to wax the bottom. This is a different kind of lid, and you can see anywhere where they would touch is where it's waxed. On this pot here, I'm going to wax it to show you on the inside, the outside, and on that edge. I'm going to wax it. This is an example of a slab built box. You can see I wiped the glaze off of it instead of waxing it. You're welcome to wipe it, but waxing saves you a lot of time on wiping. Even when you wax, you still need to wipe it, and you want to wipe a little bit more than just flat in case the glaze drips. All right, on this lid you can see I used slip instead of just leaving the clay bare, so that after I waxed it there would be color instead of just the color of the clay. You can see I waxed the bottom there. If you trim it deep enough, you can wax the bottom and then glaze the inside of the foot. Don't use underglaze where the pots would be touching if it's a lid. The underglaze tends to stick, the slip does not. You can see I'm using a banding wheel. If you're waxing something that's circular, it's easier to center it on a banding wheel and then very carefully get wax only where the two pots touch. If you put wax anywhere that you accidentally don't want it, like I just showed there, you have to burn it and sand it off. It's quite a tedious process. You can also just bisque fire the pot and that will melt the wax off. The wax melts off at 300 degrees. The glaze melts at about 2000 degrees, so we can just melt it off. You want to make sure that you get wax everywhere instead of where it skips. It doesn't need to be green. Where it is extra green is just where it's thicker. It doesn't necessarily work better because it's thicker, but you want to make sure you don't miss any specific parts. Once it's waxed, the wax has to dry before you put the lid back on. If you put the lid on while the wax is still wet, the wax will seal it shut or it'll peel the wax off one side or the other. So now I'm just waxing the pot. After the pot is waxed, I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to wax the lid, but I won't put these together for about half an hour. When we fire lids in the kiln, we always have to fire it on so the pot can't warp. And the lid won't warp because they'll hold each other together. Waxing saves you a lot of time wiping and gives you precise lines, but even when you wax, you still want to make sure there's no little beads of wax where the glaze isn't.